What I'm doing is I'm using my telekinesis to get into your brain to really mess with your dreams later because you're not drinking. So I know you're having lots of dreams and I'm going to be in your dreams and I'm just going to be like, you're a
like
failure. What we started, you're not doing.
You're not. Cheers, my guy.
Cheers, dude. Oh, wow. Then you take me higher.
Did you get a good one?
Yeah. Actual recording isn't higher quality. That's what it says on my screen.
Are you reading what the screen is telling us?
I'm just going to read everything.
Hell yeah, dude. Read it.
Well, what's up, Pete? How you doing, bud? Pal?
About to crack this cold boy, dude.
What is
That's
that?
how I'm doing.
Hold on. So it's
When you got up and walked
It's
away, I had
distracting.
like a feeling like that scene in Wayne's World when Garth has to do the show by himself. It's
when
like
you're like,
yeah, that's what I felt like when you got up. I was like, should I keep doing the show or should I just sit here and wait for him or what should I do in the meantime?
well, thank you for saving the show like that, Peter.
Yeah, dude, you're welcome.
Well, welcome to a wonderful episode of Horror Whiskey Company.
That's who we are, dog.
Well, if you've never been here before, thank you
Welcome.
for coming, first of all. But we are two guys who love all things horror and true crime, and we may drink a little bit more than the Surgeon General recommends.
Just a smidge.
So pour
But
yourself
I heard
the
they've upped
Collins.
that number recently. I think RFK bumped that number up again. So I think we might be getting a little closer.
He's like, maybe he just has like a minor alcoholic problem, and he's like, Uncrustables, bad. Miller Lite's good.
Miller Lights are okay for you. How was that impression? I think I did pretty
That was
good there.
Wonderful. Well, like I said, if you're first time getting here, then like we are a mostly horror movie podcast with a bunch of true crime, all that other stuff that you love from your favorite pals. But we just decided to get drunk and be idiots about it.
Yep.
And so if you please could take a couple seconds and just hit that like and subscribe for us. We have
Hell
a
yeah,
goal.
dude.
We have the goal of hitting 1,000 followers by the end of this or by January of next year. So
Yeah, I'm going to
please
eat a gallon of
that.
sand if we do it. And we'll post it.
wow, we have that on recording. So Peter's going to die.
A gallon of sand.
You can't eat a whole gallon of sand. Why don't you
Well,
say
trying
you'll
to tell me what I can and can't do, dude?
Why don't you say you'll drink an entire gallon of salt water?
I don't
On
think
the
that's good for
show.
you either.
I don't think it's going to kill you like eating in a gallon of sand would.
Whatever, dude. It's called bulking. Haven't you heard of it?
I guess not the right way. I just
Putting on weight,
get-
dude.
I tend to just get fatter these days. It's just because I drink and I don't work out.
Can you imagine how hard I'd be to move around with a gallon of sand inside my belly?
Yeah, I would be one of 8 people that would have to lift you. You know what I mean? We'd all be
Killed
wearing
himself by eating a
suits.
gallon of sand.
We'd all be wearing suits, walking.
All right,
I
fine. I see where you're going with this. We'll think of something different. Get
Yeah.
up in the
I
chat.
said,
If you got something you want to see me do, let's get up in the chat about it. All right.
Peter will only order Cosmos at bars for an entire year if you get us to 1,000 subscribers.
That's true. I can do that one. I will only drink Cosmos for an entire year.
Hashtag Cosmos for content.
Love it, dude. Wow.
Well, let's get this show rolling around. So why don't you tell me what you're drinking tonight there, Peter?
I am drinking fantastic. It is called Upside Down Golden Ale from Athletic Brewing.
What are you doing to me right now? Are you not drinking?
No, I'm doing dry January, dude.
You said you were going to drink last time.
I knew this was going to happen.
Why'd you do this?
I lied to you.
Why'd you do that?
So what had happened was I was like really sick for like the first half of this month, right? And so then by the time I was ready to, like, physically capable to start drinking again, I was like halfway done with it. So I figured I'd just do the other half of the month and not drink. Jamie, you're gonna have to drink for both of us again, dude.
No, it sucks. Because then I get drunk and I look like an idiot and I like slur. And you're like,
I knew you were going to be upset
and you're
about
like
this.
all articulate.
I knew you were going to be upset about this.
All right, you don't get to tell me what else you're drinking. What did you fake shot? You just take water?
That's water. That's just water.
It's so stupid.
But I got 5 days left. 5 days.
I'll
so by the next time we record, I'll be into the depths.
Well, I'm not a wiener, so I am drinking Four Noses bourbon. Which
that's with an R, not an N, just so you know. That's 4 roses, not 4 noses.
Oh, did I say 4 noses? Yeah, not the beer. So 4 roses. Yep. We bought this yesterday.
Wow. Hey.
No, we bought it Saturday.
Okay.
But
the Broncos played yesterday.
We had ourselves a little bit of a winter storm warning.
Oh,
here
you had
on
a
the East
lockdown.
Coast. Kind of. We got like 10 inches of snow.
It's literally more than it snowed here.
Yeah. Well, they don't really have the capacity to like get rid of snow here. And so there's like, they plow like the highways and main roads, and all of our side streets are just completely still covered in snow. And there's just like all these cars are like, you got to bury your own car out. Like no one like helps you. So we got to dig our own cars out.
So instead of doing that, you decided to drink a bar liter of bourbon.
Yeah, we've been drinking some bourbon. Yeah, we've been making some Manhattans.
Yeah, we've been doing that. Big whoops.
Yeah. And then I'm also drinking Murphy's, and just it was kind of the same thing I was drinking last time, but I'm drinking out of this chalice.
Totally changes it.
I really like it.
Yep.
And it just looks pretty.
It does look pretty. I'm pretty proud of you, dude.
Yeah, and so I've just really been liking, I don't know if that's the East Coast is kind of getting to me, where everyone just drinks Guinness, and you're like, whatever, Guinness isn't that good, and now I'm just like drinking Murphy's all the time. It's like winter, dude, and it's cold.
I'd like a good stout. Good. I was gonna get one of those Guinness Zeros or Guinness NAs, but if I had a glass to pour it in, I probably would have done that, but I didn't. I just got cans. Your hat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is I'm using my telekinesis to get into your brain to really mess with your dreams later, because you're not drinking. So I know you're having lots of dreams. I'm going to be in your dreams, and I'm just going to be like, you're a like failure. What we started, you're not doing.
You're not doing it.
Why would you quit on me? I'm the only one that believed in you. So
Bad little devil. These
are the dreams you're going to be having.
Jamie on the other side, that's a little Jamie Angel. He's like, no, you're doing so good. I'm so proud of you.
Am I
got little angel wings? No, your little tiny little angels on my shoulder, dude. Angel and devil.
Like Cartman.
Kind of, yeah.
It's either that or Candy Mountain, Charlie.
Jamie, what the fuck else are we talking about?
Now that we've gone over our sponsors.
So, big shout out to Athletic Brewing. Couldn't have done
this
without you.
Did you go for a run today too or anything?
No, I worked a open. I did a double to Clopin. So I'm really pretty much running on fumes here.
Whatever. It was Monday. It was slow.
But I could handle it because I haven't been drinking. I can guarantee it. Just kidding. It has nothing to do with that.
Well, since you're so running on fumes, I guess I'll just run this show, And what if this turns out to be our best one? And people are like, man, this guy has just been in the shadows, and that's the issue. So I'm going to get started with telling you with a couple true crime updates we have.
Hammer us, baby.
We got some official autopsy reports of the Idaho stabbing victims. And what the new news we got from this is that 4 of the victims were stabbed at least 150 times.
That's so many.
So that's a little bit more than we knew before.
Wait, like all 4 of them? Or
no, so
150 each?
All 4 of them combined. So Kaylee, she was stabbed 38 times.
Way too many.
Yeah.
Oh my
Madison
God.
was stabbed 28. Xana was stabbed 67 times. And then Ethan was stabbed 17.
Man.
So why would you stab? Like, that's almost double that this fucking asshole stabbed Xana. So and
that was kind of, I think it was either they were thinking that he had maybe seen one of the girls who I think Xana was one of the girls that worked at, it's called like the Mad Greek, which was one of those places that's in Moscow, Idaho. And they claim that maybe he was like casing people there, and that's where he found specifically one of the girls
and followed her back from her work. But weren't they all sleeping?
Well, no, I mean, he had cased them and had gone there like multiple times and like watched over their house before he went and committed the crime. That's still crazy. The whole thing is that kind of throws like a weird wrench into the idea that he was like some methodical, almost like this was like a passive thing to like see if he could get away with killing someone. You don't stab someone 60 times to see if you could get away with murdering them.
No, that's like fucking crazy.
That's so much work. Yeah. That does challenge that for me.
Well, my question is, how does this now show up? Like, how do you not tell that someone's been stabbed 67 times? Because the body's just so mutilated that you can't really tell.
You mean why we're just finding out about this?
Yeah. Why are we finding out this is exactly how many before? Was it just like all you could tell was like multiple times?
My guess would probably be it has less to do with like the coroner's report. That was probably made like immediately, but maybe for the sake of like the trial, they withheld this information to use in the trial. So that wasn't leaked to the press when they were discussing it, so that they could either try to catch him in a lie or use it to push he's not just like he's a legitimate cold-blooded absolute monster, needs to go to jail forever kind of thing. Death penalty type thing.
Your guess is 100% right. Because that's exactly.
I didn't know you. I thought that was a question you were just asking. I didn't know you had the answer.
No, I was reading it literally right when I was talking to you. Don't celebrate being right about kids being stabbed. You don't have to be that big.
Well, now you make me feel really bad about it just because I got the question right.
I know.
It's like when you play like murder trivia and you're like, oh, I wish I didn't know that much about serial killers, but I do.
I'm like, well, I do. I do know almost everything about them, but am I messed up? Yeah, probably. That's the next other kind of true crime update I have is a case got opened up again after being closed 10 years ago from a former mayoral candidate who was accused back in 2015 of killing his wife, but staged it to look like that she killed herself. And so Michael Anthony Leon, 66, he's been arrested and charged with the murder of his wife, Brenda Joyce Leon, after new evidence was uncovered. I'm not going to fill you in on this entire story, but basically the reason why this got reopened was because of Brenda's kids. Were like,
okay,
this is set up, this is staged. There's no way that she killed herself. You have to relook into this. And so they opened it back up. I don't remember exactly when. Oh, looks like he was arrested.
He's wishing that he had bought the kids the PlayStations they'd asked for.
Probably still joking about murder. You're just on fire tonight, buddy.
It's our show. It's literally what we do.
He was arrested on January 26th after new details were disclosed after looking more into it. So he ran for mayor in California in 2012, where he came in third. So I think they just kind of used this.
Oh, he didn't even win?
Not even close, dude.
Oh, I thought this was the guy who was I thought I heard that you had said that he was a former mayor, just a mayoral candidate.
Yeah.
Oh, what an asshole.
Brenda's two daughters, Michelle and Monica, left the whole thing questioning since 2012. And in August of 2021, the two women filed a wrongful death lawsuit alleging that the Jane Doe intentionally shot their mother and forged a suicide note, otherwise falsifying evidence as the scene of killing, the impression that her mother killed herself. It doesn't really tell you other that there's new digital evidence that they found, and there has been arrest on the 22nd. So,
okay,
this is fucking crazy to me.
That is pretty fucking nuts.
Oh, that's cool. So kudos to these two daughters for just being like, this guy's a piece of shit. We know something happened.
It's also like always those situations like put you, I don't know, in like a weird, tough position. Like, oh yeah, like what happens if like, you murdered someone and then I told you about it, Jamie? Would you go rat on me? That's a tough situation to be in.
I think it depends on who you murdered.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
If you murdered a real motherfucker,
yeah,
I'd be like,
who are we thinking here?
I'd be like, yeah, like let's
like if I went Dexter style, you'd be fine.
Yeah, but if you're like, I killed my significant other because I didn't want to break up with her, or I killed my mom because she wouldn't give me money, or I killed my dad because I inherited a lot of money, I'm turning you in, dude. Sorry.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. What about like bag of kittens? You turning me in?
Bag of kittens.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd call the cops on you, but I would definitely tell everyone about it.
Tell everyone you know. Yeah, for sure. That's social justice.
People like, have you talked to Peter in a while? I'm like, not since he killed that whole bag of kittens. People are like, what? I'm like, yeah, he showed me pictures.
Yeah.
He killed a bunch of cats.
And
I thought he liked about cats.
It. Or don't. Maybe just stay away from him. Okay.
That's all I had for updates that were pertinent. There was a couple other ones, but they didn't really interest me as much as these two were, and I found these two are.
Okay.
Let's continue this ball rolling. We'll talk about some more murders. So
yeah, dude. So mine is honestly kind of an update because this is not a brand new story. It's from a murder that happened in 2023. But pretty much what this story is, there's this guy, Brendan Banfield. He's an IRS agent, or was, and he's married to this lady, Christine Banfield. Now, they have a daughter who's at the time of this tragic story, 4 years old. So they have the next character is an au pair, like a pretty much like live-in nanny, named Juliana. Oh God, this one I'm really honestly pretty good at pronouncing things, but there's no way I'm getting this one right.
Why don't you just say
Magalhaes? Juliana Perez Magalhaes. We're just going to call her Juliana from now on.
Yeah, why don't you should have just said that.
Anyways, so because she's important to the story. So pretty much, this Juliana is living with the family, and Brendan and Juliana begin this secret relationship. Now, at some point, the two meet up outside of the home. For some reason, they had to leave their home, which is going to be in Virginia. And they go to New York City for the weekend. And there they develop this plan because Brendan realizes that he doesn't want to be with his wife anymore, but he makes a ton of money. So if he divorces her, he's going to lose all that money. And also, he doesn't think he'll get to keep his kid if they divorce, that he's going to go with Chris. The daughter will go with Christine. What they decide to do is that Brendan, with the help of Juliana, creates a fake profile on like a BDSM fetish website and then uses Christine's photos and identity. Now, they connect with this guy, Joseph Ryan, and pretty much set up this scenario. They go through a lot of different people trying to find someone that doesn't want to meet up before this encounter that they're trying to set up, which is going to be like a consensual, rough sex / like break-in type situation scenario. So they finally find this guy, Joseph Ryan. Now, comes to the day, Ryan believes that he is meeting Christine in their home. Now, he is invited by Christine, who is actually Brendan, pretending to be Christine on this BDSM website. On February 24th, 2023, Ryan gets to the house, sneaks in, I think through the back door is unlocked. Now, Brendan and Juliana are not at home at this time, but the daughter is. So Ryan arrives at the house. Prosecutors are alleging that at this point, Brendan breaks into the runs back in the door, shoots Ryan, and then Juliana also shoots Ryan a little bit later, because she sees like his finger twitch or something like that. So she shoots him even more after he's been shot in the head. So Ryan is dead. After Ryan's death, Christine is then stabbed and killed by her husband, Brendan. And the Banfield's young daughter is in the home at this time, which is super fucked up. So at this point, Brendan calls 911 and claims that he interrupted this violent home invasion. So the scene is staged by these two to make it look like Joseph was pretty much there to rape and murder his wife and did so. And then Brendan gets there, kills the guy that just murdered and raped his wife. Pretty much right away, the whole thing falls apart because there is the fake fetish account. And then they have they're able to trace all this messaging that was done as Christine to both Brendan and Juliana's personal IP addresses, like their phones, pretty much, as well as the fact that there's an obvious affair going on between Brendan and Juliana. In fact, like Juliana had even before this had happened, like at that trip to New York that they did, was like posting pictures on Instagram of like how in love she was and how she can't wait to spend the rest of her life with this mystery person who it's a picture of them. And she just put like an emoji smiley face over him. Like people weren't going to make that connection, which is really stupid. Keep in mind, she's a 21-year-old at this point. So she's kind of dumb. So anyways, the big update is that
not dumb, but just hasn't had enough.
Let's call it naive.
Experience. Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
So just a real hater today.
Anyways, so right now, this case is in trial right now. Now,
still?
Juliana, no, it's going on right now. So Juliana has pled guilty to manslaughter, right?
Okay.
Saying that, yes, she did fire shots into Ryan, turning into his death. And she has agreed to testify completely against Brendan. Now, Brendan has pled not guilty to all of these crimes. And we're kind of going to see what's going on here. There's a whole bunch of speculation because Juliana's getting, for lack of a better word, like a sweetheart deal. She has been in jail since, I believe, December of 2023 or January of 2024, I believe. Will be released if nothing else goes on with time served at the end of this.
Okay.
So for planning this, she's going to get about a year. Will have had time served about a year in prison. Yep.
Yeah, wow. That's definitely
maybe a year and a half, something like that. And Brian will definitely, I think they're going for life in prison. Because this is obviously premeditated, super fucked up.
First degree, we have learned this is definitely first degree murder.
Yeah, this one's for sure. Anyways, so that case is going on right now. So it kind of falls into the Hell on Earth story and an update thing. We'll let you know what ends up happening with this.
What a nice little hybrid you did. That was a nice segue you did.
Yep. Yeah, it's a whole segue section, dude.
Well, the one I'm talking about happened last month, and it is super fresh. So, Colorado man, they call him a man. He's 19. I'm going to call this person a boy.
Okay.
Is arrested for allegedly killing his girlfriend, even though he said she was suicidal after they found her body stuffed in a bag under his bed. Luis Antonio Mendez Hernandez is being held at the Summit County Jail after being charged with the connection of the death of his girlfriend, Amaryllis Lopez Racone. I'm not going to say her last name. So
sure.
To kind of give you a little segue on this is very close to where Peter lives.
Yeah, for sure. It's right down the road. I couldn't run there, but I could hitchhike probably.
You could try to drive your motorcycle one time and take 7 hours and be 2 hours late for a concert.
Hypothetically.
So, Luis is being charged with the connection of the murder of his girl. She was found dismembered in a trash bag under the couple's bed at their Frisco residence on December 29th.
Wow.
So Hernandez allegedly named another man who had allegedly been harassing her and said she was suicidal when he was questioned by the investigators. So
wait, okay. So are they, because we kind of covered a story that is a little similar to this a couple episodes ago with the guy who my girlfriend tragically died in the night and I don't know why. And I just thought the best thing to do was to cut up her body and go hide it.
Yeah, that was in New York.
Yeah. No, I know it's not this story, but sounds like similar things. What is his art? I mean, I guess this happened so recently that I'm sure we're not hearing any arguments.
Not really.
Say anything that
all it's really saying.
I just don't know how you explain this.
The biggest thing that they picked him up and arrested him for was his phone records. said that he was looking up how to dispose of a body and what to do with a body.
That's going to get you caught.
So he also was arrested back in November, and he posted cash bail after he was charged with assault and child abuse against Lopez and their shared daughter.
I don't love that. I hate that when someone like has already been arrested and is like let loose because either they post bail or so he hadn't even had a hearing then for this other charge.
No, I assume not. So
also, how does it? I guess I don't know. Like maybe his girlfriend just didn't press any charges, so he was able to just return home with them or something.
I assume because they're still living
together.
Shouldn't
it be something with the officers where like they can't just like send him back to the home that he just got taken away from for like physically assaulting his girlfriend?
It makes sense to me. Him and their 2 roommates were arrested on the 29th, and they found the white trash bag stuffed underneath his bed after one of Lopez's friends called and said that they hadn't seen her after they broke up on December 27th. So she hadn't seen him in 2 days. They call, they check it out. They find her in trash bags, and there's just arrest every single person in this house. So he was found with a whole bunch of scratches on his neck.
They have a cat, don't they, huh? They got a really mean cat?
No, he said that he did it to himself.
Oh.
Yeah. But then they found a steak knife covered in blood in the bedroom, as well as pillows with blood stains all over them.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm curious, but like they haven't made any statements on like, oh, and he's saying that she killed herself and that he was going to take the trash out one last time.
Or when he was first questioned about it before they came into the house, he said that he thought it might be another man that has been harassing her, and then suggested that she might have committed suicide.
Oh.
And then I'm guessing they looked up his phone records, and they're like, yeah, fuck you. Went into the house, found everything.
They're like, huh. We didn't have to try it very hard. It was literally under the bed is not it's not as good a hiding spot as you think it is.
So we'll definitely be following this one. He is going nowhere. He's got a $5 million cash bond.
So there's 2 other men, I'm assuming.
2 roommates that were in the house with him. One of them kind of spoke out and was like, said that he got some weird texts from Luis saying that Lopez was killed.
And it was one of the roommates that called police as well, right?
No, it was Lopez's friend.
Okay.
Who hadn't seen her for 2 days.
Okay. Well, don't love it. Don't love it for sure.
Well, you loved all the other ones, all those other murders before, but this one really kind of
this one in particular, just yep.
I get it.
No, it's all so sad. Right. Well, that's how you get through all the craziness, right? You just
you kind of choke it off. Yeah, I get it. That's kind of like what doctors do about it.
Yeah.
Well, let's like we kind of always segue from this like real hell on earth kind of shit as we go into fake
scary things.
So I got a couple fun things that are coming out this month we're going to talk about.
Yep.
So last week, Return to Silent Hill came out, and it boasted a nice whopping 9% score on Rotten Tomatoes. So
that's the scariest thing we've talked about yet.
So apparently this was not done super well. So it kind of bums me out.
Return to Silent Hill, not great.
I remember liking the first one that came out.
Oh yeah,
and it's the same writer. And
is this only the second one?
Yeah, I think you just think that there's more because there's been so many
video games. Yeah, it's still really low on Rotten Tomatoes.
But this week,
weird. It's up to 18%.
Oh, that's not bad. Better.
It's still struggling for sure.
Yeah, but this week we have Sam Raimi's movie coming out. Send Help.
It looks so good.
they're not saying this is a horror movie, which we always talk about is like a lot of times they say things aren't horror movies, but we say if it gives us that feeling, it's a horror movie. But
It's
they're calling
also
this
Sam Raimi.
like a lost thriller. So it's also written by Damien Shannon and Mark Swift, who are better known for writing the new Baywatch that just came out
With like The Rock?
Yeah, but before that, they were known as they wrote the reboot for Friday the 13th, as well as one of their first movies they ever wrote was Freddy versus Jason. And that is
no way. That's awesome. Yeah, I actually do remember seeing the Friday the 13th movie in theaters. It was honestly maybe one of the first horror movies I saw in theaters. And I didn't
I remember
necessarily
Freddy versus Jason in movie theaters.
Really? Wow, look at that connection.
Boobs. I think we talked about it before.
Yep.
So I'm super stoked for this movie. It looks awesome. If no one's ever seen anything, please go watch the trailer because it basically looks like there's this boss that's a complete piece of shit to dear sweet Rachel McAdams.
And bless her.
Yes, just bless her.
Get
she
up in
lost
the chat.
her memory and
share
still
some
fell
love
in
for
love.
Rachel McAdams. Yeah.
I believe there's a plane crash. I only watched the trailer once.
Yeah.
And they get stranded on an island and she's like, there's no fucking rules here, motherfucker. Yeah. So I'm excited. I think she just fucking kills them all and it's going to be super cool.
Interesting. Yeah. I watched the trailer like just before this, just to refresh. And yeah, pretty much what you said. It does look like, I don't know how you couldn't, the thriller thing is like, it's just an offshoot of the horror genre. It is the same. It's a horror adjacent film. It doesn't mean that it's not a horror film just because it doesn't have the tag horror because it has thriller. So exactly. It looks 100% a horror movie. I'm surprised that it hasn't been ruled as, or like not ruled, but marketed as one. So
you think I could pour this?
Hell yeah, dude, sick pour.
Just look at right at the camera and stop at the right time.
Dude, I trust you. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
I looked.
Oh, you freaking peeker, dude.
I peeked again.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, when does that come out?
That comes out this Friday.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Also known as tomorrow. If you're watching this the day it starts.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, because
we're in the future. Hello, future me.
I don't know if you know this, but we don't record these things live. It takes a little bit of finesse to get these things out.
It could surprise you to know this, but we put a lot of planning into these episodes.
Don't sell us short. Well, also coming out, well, I had no idea what this was, and obviously you probably won't either. But I was like kind of looking. I'm like, is there anything else I can watch like in the next couple of weeks? Since I'm not going to go see Return to Silent Hill. I'm going to go see Set Help. But I kept seeing this stuff about Iron Lung. And it's like, I've been waiting for 2 years about this. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I looked it up, and it's also based on a video game, but it is based on a 6-minute like computer video game that this YouTuber named Markiplier decided he really liked. And he is writing, directing, and starring in this movie that he's going to take from this video game that is a 6-minute long game.
Is this full length feature? Or are we talking like experimental or like maybe like an hour? Holy shit, it's 2 hours and 7 minutes.
It's in theaters too.
What?
Well, I'm pretty sure what it is it's you go below the moon's core and then tell you where you find like a blood river, and there's a whole bunch of like horror monsters that are going to kill you. But that's all I really know. And watching the trailer, which doesn't really show you anything, color me intrigued.
Interesting. It looks
because the trailer looks awesome.
The poster looks metal as shit.
Yeah, it looks
like aliens and stuff.
Yeah, well, and also to have complete creative control.
A film by Markiplier.
Well, think of how good The Room was. So this can only be just as good as The Room.
This is going to be just as good as that was.
But what I did watch, which is new to Netflix this week, which I was really excited about when it came out in theaters, and I never got to watch it, was Bone Lake.
Bone Lake.
which
was it as awesome as we thought it would be?
Kind of.
Oh,
the opening of this movie is like gold. You're just like, you got two naked people running, freaking out, and girl falls, tits down, just gets spiked right with a tree, broken tree branch. Dude gets shot in the back of the neck with an arrow. He drops down, and then they show a close up of his dick and balls, and a crossbow arrow just goes right through him.
Oh my God.
And then it like fades out, and Fear's Sex and Violence comes on.
Sex and violence.
Sex and violence. And I'm like, this is going to be so fucking good. And then it proceeds to more of a thriller twist, like psychological mystery until the end of the movie. There's like really good violence, all that psychological mystery for most of it. And then the very end, like the last 20 minutes is some good old, really good fashion murders and killing. And I would definitely say, if you have Netflix, give it a watch. You know, did I think it was going to be just like all out a slashing movie that I so hoped for? Yes. Was it? No, but that's like, okay. We're still a nice, gentle ride for me.
I think it reminds me, and like, just because you're bringing it up, not that even like when we were talking about it, reminds me of this, but I'm having this thought about like in the like early 2010s, I think Netflix made like, or like, you know, the late 2000s, early 2010s, Netflix makes its move from like actually making, like putting, like sending out movies to hosting a lot of like, to hosting movies and streaming type services. And I think that for whatever reason, like there was so many films that were made by small production companies that Netflix was just gobbling up. And I just remember watching so many horror movies that are like kind of exactly what you described, where it's like the opening scene is like epic and it has a really fun, campy kind of horror vibe to it. The story kind of doesn't make a ton of sense, but they want it to be a horror movie so that they can put boobs in it, because apparently you can't do that and have a horror, or like, and have like a drama movie or a comedy. It's like, it's got to be a horror movie
too, dude,
with boobs in it. Anyways, this is like the vibe that I was getting. So like, it sounds similar to like, sounds nostalgic almost to like the early 2010s, like horror, like B horror style.
But this was like in theaters. This was in theaters in November.
As
it's
a
not
vibe,
just like a Netflix,
like as a style though, and like there was decent production, but like, you know, maybe the writing wasn't super great on it, but like the goal of the movie wasn't necessarily to make like what we saw all last year, like awesome, epic, complex horror movies. They want to make dumb 80s campy slashers.
Well, I wish this was a dumb 80s slasher. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
But then it turned into like where they had like little twists and stuff. And I don't think it was. I need you to watch this so we can talk about it.
Okay. I'll make sure to watch it. Yep.
Okay. Did you watch anything else since when we've been away there,
something
pal?
we actually both did watch. We both watched 28 years later, The Bone Temple.
I haven't seen it yet.
What?
I haven't seen it yet.
Yes, you have. You told me you saw it. You freaking liar.
I lied to you.
Just like I lied to you that I was drinking?
Yeah. How do you like it? No, I watched it, dude. Obviously,
I know. I was going to say, unfortunately, I can't take back the lie. I'm still not drinking. So, but wouldn't that be crazy if right now I just flipped the script and I had a shot of whiskey?
Dude, that would be awesome.
That would be freaking talk about, you know, flipping the script and throwing in little twists and turns. You wouldn't have never seen that one come in.
That would have been hilarious.
Like, dang, now I'm thinking that I should have done that for next episode.
That would have been awesome. You're just like 26 days. Who cares?
Jamie, initial thoughts on the Bone Temple?
I thought it was awesome. Long story short, I thought it was a great movie. Did I like it better than the first 28 Years Later? No. But I still thought it was a nice wild ride. Are we spoiling anything at all?
I don't necessarily, I don't want to spoil, like, it's tough to say.
All I'm going to say is this is definitely setting things up for a next movie. This is a 100%. filler movie.
Yep.
Which you don't see that. It's not like where you see like the first like trilogy of 28 Days Later movies where it's just like, here's this one, here's this one, here's this one. They definitely
and they all kind of stand alone.
Yeah, these are all cohesively going to be, I didn't even know, like probably like a few months apart.
Yeah. That's interesting that you say that, because I didn't think about it like that at all, but you're so right. Like this movie, without its relationship to 28 Years Later, just like the first one, and what we're hoping we'll get in the third one, like it maybe isn't a super strong standalone movie.
Yeah.
It kind of lacks a little bit of plot and you don't understand it. I think you would have trouble understanding the plot of this story if you didn't see 28 Years Later.
Yes,
that's really interesting.
It's building something else up. And if you watch this, if you hadn't watched 28 Years Later and you just watched this, you'd be like, this movie is okay.
This is a world building movie. It's not a plot movie.
And I'm going to get into what made this awesome was just how much more violent it was than 28
It was
Years
just
Later.
more fucking metal.
It was very metal.
Almost
something
literally.
You know about me is I happen to really love the band Iron Maiden.
He does.
And
I also like Iron Maiden.
This had a really good little homage to Iron Maiden in it. And Voldemort did a really good job of acting like Satan.
For sure, dude. As the devil.
Which
I think
I also
won't say any more than that.
Well, I am going to say one more thing.
Yeah, okay.
That someone I work with kind of brought to my attention is Jimmy. The whole basis of Jimmy is from Jimmy Sandoval.
Savile.
Is it It's Savile, not Sandoval.
Yeah, Jimmy Savile.
Which ended up being like a huge fucking rapist.
Yeah, so he's this, think of him, I'm not like gonna, only because he's like another Jimmy, but think of like if it came out that Jimmy Fallon was like raping lots and lots of kids or something. Like he was this huge television figure on like in the BBC, like British broadcasting, and he was like involved with like lots of charity organizations and all this stuff, and had a really funky look. If you don't know who we're talking about, just pull up a picture and then you'd be like, holy shit, those are the Jimmys.
Well, like it was like Jimmy Saves or Jimmy Curates or Jimmy. It was something where he like goes and does like really good things for people in need.
Yep.
And it turns out he was just like taking advantage of children.
Yep, for sure. Like hundreds of children.
Did you watch that Netflix documentary?
No, I didn't. I'm sure you did though.
It. I did. All right.
I don't know.
Go on.
But anyways, the really cool thing about that is that situation where all of this is revealed, that he was, this huge sexual predator and pedophile, never even comes to light because of Britain going to shit in 28 Days Later. So Jimmy doesn't even have, like, it's not like he's idolizing him as this like serial rapist or whatever. He's idolizing him because he's like a super cool guy that he saw on TV and wanted to be like him. And then makes all of his acolytes also named Jimmy and also dress exactly like him with like blonde wigs and tracksuits.
Where's the tie to Satan come in then? Just because that's what Jimmy hears in his head?
Yes, but also the Vicar. So like, and I can't remember. Because I did watch 28 Years Later right before I went and watched The Bone Temple.
Good move.
So it's a little bit, so like the movie itself, I'm trying to parse out which scenes were in which movie. We get the beginning of 28 Years Later, and that's Jimmy, who is the kid in like the orphanage or whatever when the outbreak starts. And then he runs into the church, and the priest or the vicar is, I guess, technically, and I think it actually, they say that is his father.
That's Jimmy's dad. Yes.
Yes. And instead of being freaked out by it, he's saying like, oh, this is like the coming of the second coming, right? Jesus is going to rise again, because this is one of the plagues that will, or like one of the four horsemen, pretty much. This is one of the telltale signs of it. And so in Jimmy's mind, one, he is 100% schizophrenic. I think we can understand that. He hears voices, right, that tell him what to do, but he's also incredibly versed in the Bible, has pretty much taken it upon himself that while his dad served as a faithful servant to God, he is the inverse of that, who is meant to pretty much cleanse the world of all these non-believers. And he's an agent of Satan, or Old Nick, as he is referred to all the time, which I thought it was Old Neck, like Neck, for the first half of the movie, before someone else said it.
I thought it was Old Nick, like Santa Claus.
So
like, when?
And I think they addressed this in the Bone Temple, but yeah, Old Nick is in the Bible, and he quotes some certain passage where it's referred to Satan is Old Nick. Yeah, I don't really want to spoil too much else, because I feel like we're gonna, if we start talking about who they believe Old Nick is and stuff like that, we're gonna kind of get into spoiler territory and things like that. But
do you think they're moving towards a cure?
Yes. I don't. Yeah, I do think that they are moving towards a cure. I think that we get a lot of information that points us in that direction, particularly with the one person that we're not. Yeah.
So I didn't, without spoiling, I'm sorry, but I just kind of wanted to talk about how you don't see that in zombie movies. And this is also been very different from other zombie movies, because they're just like, they are taking it into the same thing where the humans are the actual monsters when it comes to when this zombie apocalypse comes. But then they're also
even more so in this movie.
They're showing you this kind of like there are other people trying to figure out how to fix this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which I've never seen in a zombie movie where they're like, hey, like, we're going to show you
usually more about just the survival. Right?
Yes.
I mean, like, not to like say wrong, but I thought, didn't that happen in like World War Z? Isn't Brad Pitt's character like supposed to be trying to find a cure, and that's why they're traveling all over the planet, kind of thing?
But they didn't find it, though.
Yeah, for sure. And who knows if they will in this movie. Was brutal, like some fucking gnarly, violent scenes. Pretty wild.
Yes. Like we always say, please go watch still.
Yeah.
Even though we said
it's almost a bummer. I wish we did. Maybe we'll talk about this more going forward. I wish we could just spoil the shit out of this so we could just talk about it. But I don't want to ruin this movie, because I think it is that good that like we can have a good conversation on the fringes and not get too much into the movie to reveal what's actually, how good the movie is. But I thought that the writing was great. A lot of biblical ties for sure.
Yes.
Which I'm just a sucker for in general, just because I'm just like obscenely fascinated with religion. So
yeah, I get it.
Definitely worth checking out.
Well, and also maybe sometime we'll do a spoiler where like we just do like 30 minutes like where we're live, and then we just spoil the piss out of this movie kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think we beat that horse. I think we got there. So I think I want to move on to my
I'm not
new
gonna call the
chief
cops on you for beating a horse. I'm just going to tell everyone I know.
Okay, exactly. Brilliant. I can't beat up a horse. So last episode, one of the last episodes, we talked about me being the chief documentary
Yeah, you were a documentarian
reporter
Yep.
of this podcast. And so I took that literal. And so now I report to you.
This is Documentary Corner with Jamie.
Documentary now. Docus.
Here's your daily dose of documentary.
So you're not going to believe this, but I watched another documentary.
No.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Well, this one was, I remember when this happened. So I think it just like drew me in because I grew up in small town Wyoming. Very close to Salt Lake City. So I think that's why a lot of these like Mormon weird things like very like, intrigue my brain. But
yeah.
I remember seeing this on the news when I was in high school and being like, this is fucking nuts. I remember her getting kidnapped and I remember her being found.
What are we talking about?
I'm talking about Kidnapped on Netflix, and it's about Elizabeth Smart.
Oh shit. Yeah.
So a little backstory. Elizabeth Smart is a girl, a wealthy girl from Salt Lake City that was kidnapped in the middle of the night and was missing for 8 months and was found later or 8 months later in Salt Lake City, full on, like completely covered in all white with only her eyes shown. And she was right behind another woman and then a guy. And this documentary is awesome.
They find her like at the store or something. Sorry.
They find her
interrupting things.
You're always interrupting. It's okay. Just lean into it. They find her walking down the street, and they were like, someone calls in and like, I think this is that guy you guys were talking about bringing those two girls. And so this documentary is not like some person telling you the story. This is Elizabeth Smart's sister who was in the room with Elizabeth Smart.
Yeah.
When it happened, this is her telling her side of it. And then the other half is Elizabeth Smart telling you the rest of it.
That's fucking crazy. So, okay, I will 100% watch this because this is the kind of documentary that I do like to see. I just like when you watch the same, you're like, hey, I watched like 3 different documentaries on this thing. I'm like, why? Why'd you do that? This I 100% can get behind.
It's literally the source, like telling you exactly verbatim why she did this and why like she was never like, and it blew my mind. I was like, yeah, it makes sense that a 14-year-old girl won't just like scream, help, help, help. Cause she's like so scared. And this dude, which I don't remember his name, I didn't pull it up to things, but he was obviously uber religious and uber mental health issues, homeless, and thought he was talking to God and God was telling him to create a giant harem. And so he was to kidnap 7 young girls.
For sure. That makes perfect sense if you're crazy.
This is another one of those situations where at the end of this whole thing, he gets life in prison and the lady that was an accomplice to him got out of jail in 2018.
Okay. So, I don't want to like spoil anything so people don't go watch it because I think this is definitely one of those documentaries I support. I'm definitely going to check it out. But I have like a couple questions if you don't mind. There's a thing, called survivor's guilt where like, in traumatic events that happen, like people deal with immense amount of trauma for not dying and being the ones that survived. Does she talk at all about like, because they were in like a bunk bed situation, right? And she was pulled out of the bottom bunk.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I remember them saying like, oh, because we didn't want to reach up to the top bunk. Or was it specifically they wanted Elizabeth just Elizabeth?
Well, so her sister was like 9 or 10 at the time.
Okay.
So it's for
And she
you
was like
to
12?
completely. She was 14. So
14,
for you to
okay.
completely like understand or fathom that as a 9-year-old, like I can't imagine.
And this also took place in like the 2000s, right? Or it was, like,
2004. It was either
Yeah.
2002 or 2004.
You're in like high school, right? I was in high school, I think, or almost.
Yeah, it was high school.
But I also remember this story being a huge deal. And they found her like not super far away because they were like, it's like a national manhunt for this girl.
Yeah.
And they found her like a couple miles away
Yes.
in like a camp in the middle of like the woods, or like not even in the woods.
No,
it was,
they
like,
found her
in like
walking
an
down the
abandoned
street.
like, but the campsite where she was being held at in this cage was like not like in the middle of the woods or out in the middle of nowhere. It was like in like a lot that was kind of like unused or abandoned or something.
No, it was in the woods.
Like. Okay.
It was in the woods, but it wasn't like far.
Yeah.
It wasn't far from Salt Lake City. It was just like up in the pretty similar area to where she lived.
Yeah.
I won't go that much more into it because I think everyone should watch this, and it's fucked up, and everyone needs to hear this story
and hear it from them too, which we don't often get true crime stories. We don't get to hear true crime documentaries that are like, and here's the survivor. Unfortunately,
right? Yeah. Watch it so we can talk about it.
Sweet.
That's what goes for all you too. Watch it so we can talk about it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Pound sign.
Hashtag watch it.
Yeah.
We're ready for questions from the crypt, dude.
I guess so.
All right. So your job here, right? You get to pick which profession you want to be in a horror movie. Okay. So like you're doing your job and then all of a sudden you actually are mentally capable enough to realize you are in a horror movie. Okay. So pick one and then explain why you would want to be that guy. Okay. You have a night security guard at a big office building. You have a small town cop. You have a camp counselor, or you are a paranormal YouTube personality.
I would like to be a paranormal YouTube personality.
Hell yeah, dude.
And the reason being is because I probably make a lot more money than the small town cop that I'd rather be.
Yeah, and I mean, you're at least like, if you're not working other jobs and you're just doing this one, there's a lot worse things to do, man.
Like all day in my head is I would be that small town cop, like trying to like in like one situation where I would like save people. But like realistically as a small town cop, I'm just messing with the same drunk person all the time.
That's fair.
Pulling over the same people. Where a YouTube paranormal personality
sounds the most fun.
I get to go wherever I want.
Yeah. Let me flip-flop this on you real quick, though. Do you think you have the best chance of survival as a paranormal YouTuber, or are you a better chance of surviving as either the security guard, the cop, or a camp counselor?
In a horror movie?
Yes, in a horror movie. Because I think I completely agree with you. Paranormal YouTuber, it's easy. Like that's who I want to be in the horror movie. But because it sounds like it's the most fun. But you will definitely be the first one dead out of this group of people. Unless you're a camp counselor and you're banging.
Security guard doesn't take that much. Like I feel like a security guard just kind of sits and looks at screens, and then that's the same as.
Well, if you're watching the new War of the Worlds for sure.
Well, I think.
Did you get to see that, by the way?
Well, I think
with Ice Cube?
I just heard it was literally just done during like 2020, yeah, and they decided to still put it out.
I literally only watched 15 minutes of it and was like, yo, it's just as bad as everyone said. I can't watch anymore, but it's literally just Ice Cube watching TV monitors and seeing bad things happen around him.
But also, do you think a small town cop is going to survive that much? He's not used to that much action.
Best chance, though.
I hope so.
Yeah.
What about you? You're saying you would be a YouTuber, but also you think the small town cop is the one that survives. They always survive in horror movies. The small town cop is like always holding the damsel.
Exactly. He has to save the day at the end. I think so. Does that change your position at all, knowing that you have a much higher chance of dying?
Who I'd rather be?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
You're in a horror movie. You're like, what the fuck? Like, in a crazy universe where all of a sudden you realize that you're in a movie.
Yeah. What if I'm a YouTube paranormal investigator who used to be a small town cop?
Ooh. Do you still carry your 9? You still carry your... No, you're not using a 9. You've got the dirty, hairy Magnum on your hip, dude.
Yeah, so yes, okay. We'll be small town cops. That makes more sense. I wanted to be one anyway, so... What about you? What are you doing?
I'm still conflicted. I think it could be fun to be the camp counselor. You're just hanging out at the lake. Yeah. You're just hanging out at the lake with all your friends, smoking pot in the woods and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, you got a demon chasing after you. Like
back when pot was for fun, not just to go to sleep.
Yeah, back when it wasn't medicine. Back when it was a drug. Make pot a drug again. That's what I say. I think I'm gonna go with camp counselor.
Yeah, all right. I'm going with small town cop.
Small town cop. Sweet. Well, that wraps up questions from the crypt.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude.
Last week had 4.
Just one.
We're just doing one. All right.
Just one today. I've been busy.
I was prepared for like 7. I was prepared for another 45 minutes where it's just all questions.
No, dude. We're pushing an hour already. So I think that just about wraps this up. Guys, remember, if you like and subscribe this video and we get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of this year, right? We're talking J1 2027. I will order Cosmos I will only drink Cosmos for 1 year.
And you're not going to do this dry January.
It's a little impractical. Can I do something else?
No. You get to 1,000.
What about like vodka sodas?
You first started with sand.
A gallon of sand.
This is your fault. You're like,
all right. Well, hey, so just all you guys, you know what? The 1,000th subscriber gets to pick which one.
No,
gets to pick what I do.
They're gonna say sand, dude. And they want you to die.
They're gonna pick sand.
Would you say 1,000th subscriber gets to choose what you drink only exclusively for an entire year?
Yeah.
Are you going to agree on that?
I'm going to tentatively see, but like, I don't want to, like, I think so. But like, people are like, oh yeah, you can only drink NA beer for a year. Like, that's a bummer.
What if it's just on this show? So you're only allowed to drink every time we're on this show. You're allowed to drink that thing.
How about let's do 4 episodes straight.
That's not that enticing for people. I think Cosmos for a year. Cosmos for a year. Cosmos for a year. Cosmos for a year.
I don't like that, but you know what?
Well,
I'm not totally, you know what? No, I don't like it at all, but I'm going to do it. All right. Yes. We hit 1,000. Should we bump that number up? I feel like the number's a little low for Cosmos for a year.
1,000 followers. Peter drinks
on YouTube.
Only Cosmos. For a year on YouTube. Yeah, we're at 1,000.
I hate it.
We're almost at 1,000 on TikTok. We have way over 1,000 on Instagram.
On YouTube.
So
yeah,
YouTube, we need 1,000. And you're drinking Cosmos.
If you guys get us to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, which is a long time from now, Cosmos for a year. Deal. Lock it in.
We're good. Send us some, dog.
Well, with that, I guess we're going to keep it weird.
We're going to keep it wicked.
And we're going to keep it wasted.
Only I'm keeping it wasted. You're not.
Jamie, keep it wasted for us. Hey, man, someone's got to carry that torch.
You're being a fucking liar is what you're doing.
Next man up mentality. That's you, dude. That's what I'm talking about.